This is 1985 Under 9 Sky by Thin Red Line Games. I'm playing the first campaign. It's Warsaw Pact Surprise Attack on turn 1. We've actually completed turn 1. Just a quick comment on the game. I found it very difficult to handle the bad weather combined with all the turn 1 panic effects and unfamiliarity with the movement chart and everything. That was a real struggle trying to handle all those together, but I've sorted it out. Oh my god, look at this scat. Now, I made a lot of mistakes, but nothing really significant, nothing enough to warrant restarting. And I always say that mistakes work both ways, and you just put them down to like the normal chaos and fog of war sort of situation that's going on, unless they're absolutely critical mistakes, that is. What's happened on the first turn? As I said, a surprise attack by the Warsaw Pact forces. They didn't have a great number of units actually near the front line, and the ones they didn't really make much impact because of the terrible weather, and the combination with that with the civilian panic really held up any sort of progress they could make. The West Germans, we tried to mobilise the West Germans, which wasn't really a good idea and caused a revolt, but the revolt was suppressed quite easily. We have got none of the other Warsaw Pact nations are mobilised. We've got there was no unrest in the Warsaw Pact nations on the first turn. The Danes were attacked by a couple of amphibious assaults because the bad weather stopped any airborne assaults. There was a helicopter attempt, but that was grounded due to bad weather. They actually threw the die, which allowed them to carry on, because if you throw, I think it's throw to 1 to 6 on the first turn their attack, they just surrender. But I can't see Denmark lasting very long, to be quite honest. Other things that went on, not a great deal. The chaos of the surprise attack really limited the effectiveness of the Allied units. A lot of them were caught mobilising. Only really the Germans, the Americans, the British and the Canadians were showing any sign of true combat alertness, and they were able to respond quite effectively to the Soviet attack, forming up what is a reasonable defensive line, but it's not particularly strong. And also the Soviets have obviously got the opportunity to pick and choose where they're going to attack. Hopefully the weather will be a lot better in this coming turn, which will allow them to use their forces more effectively, will allow both sides to be more effective. Air war, I did make a bit of a boo-boo with the air war, in the fact that I was using air groups for certain combats when I should have been using squadron by squadron, so that reduced the amount of casualties, but it worked both ways, so not really bothered about that. Both sides took a fair number of casualties. I think you'll find that in this game air attrition is going to be pretty desperate. There is a lot of flak on the board. Even if you survive your combat with enemy aircraft, you are going to get hammered by flak unless you can seriously suppress it. So the Warsaw Pact got a lot of units. There's a lot of stuff coming in from the Warsaw Pact and game turn 2. As they start bringing in some of their other areas that are mobilised from the Soviet Union. So if I was a Soviet commander, I wouldn't be very happy with what we've achieved. All right, it was a surprise attack, but the bad weather really screwed everything. Uh, they've not made any significant progress, and that could be a big problem to them ongoing.